says as of now, he thinks Arsenal are winning the league, Man United second, City third, Liverpool fourth.
Bro, I want some of what your deal has given you. Like real talk, Man City third. Oh wow, big up to you, bro. But nah, Arsenal ain't winning nothing. Sorry, they're not.
You're really convinced about that. I saw on your channel yesterday. Why do you not think Arsenal are going to win anything?
We haven't done what's required, Tel. Are we actually much better than we were last season in terms of squad? Okay, cool. We got Timber. That's great. Good signing. Looks amazing. Statistically, he's in the top, the bottom 5 for headers last season. So let's not play him at centre back for God's sake. Yeah, because statistically, bottom 5 for winning headers. Right. So I don't want to see him at centre back, but at right back, yeah, he looks amazing. I can't lie. So that's an upgrade. Yeah, definitely an upgrade on what we had there. I think Cedric's going to go. Tomiyasu's toilet, always injured. Then you go Declan Rice. Well, is he going to outperform? And listen, I'm not Granit Xhaka's fan at all, mate. Is he going to outperform Granit Xhaka? In output, probably not in terms of goals. Yeah, but winning the ball back and stuff like that, I'd say, yeah, probably. So you could say that's an upgrade. Havertz, for me, garbage. Sorry, ain't backing that until I see something. I go, yeah, cool. Now consistently, he's done very well. Rubbish, waste of money. But we ain't got a striker, Tel. Eddie Nketiah is 24 years old and has achieved nothing. Yeah? Why is he here? Yeah, Balogun will go. We'll sell him because we can get top dollar for him. Right? We need a striker. I also think we need another right winger. And potentially another CM. Because we've got Jorginho, who's just not good enough. I'm sorry, don't care what anyone tells me. That guy was washed at Chelsea and he's done nothing for Arsenal apart from hit a crossbar and it hit Emi Martinez and go in. And everyone's, it's worth the money. Rubbish. Yeah, not good enough. Kai Havertz, not good enough.
I don't think you need, listen, maybe in the future, you scored 88 goals last season. I think you'll score the same, if not more, this campaign. Your biggest issue, in my opinion, in the back end of the season, you conceded too many goals. I think adding Rice to your team and Timber to your team, and potentially, by the way, David Raya, who I think is a better goalkeeper than Ramsdale. So he's going to have one of... Again,
Ramsdale's on fraud watch, mate. Like, the amount of people that are blaming Partey for last season and saying, "I'll get rid of him." Rubbish. That goalkeeper was shit for 8 games.
But this is the point I'm making, Lee. So so one of two things will happen with Raya coming in. He'll start and be a better keeper, or he'll push Ramsdale to a higher level. So either way, I think it's going to be win-win. So if you've got a better goalkeeper, you've improved your defensive backup and quality with Timber. You've improved your midfield with Declan Rice. And in my opinion, I think Jesus will score more goals next year. And I think Martinelli and Saka will go to another level as well in terms of scoring more goals. I don't see why you're not in massive contention for winning that Premier League, because goals weren't an issue for you last year. You scored 88 in the Premier League. I think you'll score anywhere between 85 and 95 goals this season without a prolific out-and-out number 9. I really do. And I think you'll concede maybe somewhere between 5 to 10 less goals.
I disagree. I think we'll score less goals, and we'll concede about the same. Yeah, and the reason I say that
why won't you improve?
Because we can't really drop players and rest players for Champions League football like we did in the Europa League. Second leg of the Europa League against Sporting Lisbon, we had all of our better players on the bench. We drew 2-2 away, and then he's gone, "Oh, we'll throw the little ones out, the younger lot, the second string." Can't do that in the Champions League. You can't do that in a Champions League knockout game or a group game unless you've already qualified from the group with 2 games to go or something. Then you can do it. So we're going to get more injuries than last season, in my opinion. Not only that, more teams are going to find a way to stop us and nullify us, because last season we just boom, 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 boom. Well, we've seen so many teams. Sheffield, I'm talking about a different team here, but Sheffield United is the same premise. Sheffield United, right up there, the following season, relegated because teams suss you out. Now, I'm not saying we're going to get relegated, but I don't see us being right up there blowing everyone away, because more teams are going to go, "Cool, we know how to beat Arsenal. Now we're part of the bus. Yeah, we'll camp on the edge of our box. We're not going to try and play football." And we're going to see that this season. Yes, we'll have games where we wallop teams 5-6 and that. Yeah, but we're going to get games where we're going to end up with 0-0s and 1-1s against average teams. Yeah, and Man City, even though they ain't brought anyone yet, they're still better than us. Yeah, because we have not done, in my opinion, enough to go and challenge for that title and actually win it. We need a striker, Terry. If we got Harry Kane in that team, title's done. So why not go and buy him? Why not at least try and buy him? Yeah, instead, we're sitting there poncing around hoping Eddie Nketiah comes good. Yeah, hoping Jesus scores a few more goals. Yeah, hoping Saka goes up another level, which I do think he will, by the way, and Martinelli. But Odegaard had his best ever performing season. Is he going to do that again? Don't know. Martinelli and Saka had their best performing seasons. Are they going to do it again? Well, I think they both will, but we don't know, do we? Yeah, then Saliba, cool, he was out injured for the last few games. But we're going to have 55, 60 games this season, and we have to play our best team in most of them. You can't throw the Champions League away.
I understand that. I do get it. What about this? Kudus and Raya would solidify their title challenge, maybe even make Arsenal favourites.
Not at all. Number one, we don't know how good Kudus is. He's just hyped up off a World Cup. Yeah, let's be real with it. He looks very good. Yeah, but I've seen a lot of players look very good and flop in the Premier League. So, we don't know. Not only that, yeah, this manager don't ever drop Saka, does he? Like, even if we've got other players that can play, he probably won't drop his favourite player. Yeah, he'll play 90 minutes week in, week out, and he'll end up being injured or ghosted in the last 8 games of this season again, like he done the last 2. And then everyone will blame it on somebody else. Because we can't do it with Starboy. Like, do you know what I mean? It winds me up. There should be games where he gets subbed off after 60 minutes when we're 3-0 up. Instead, he'll keep him on for 90 minutes. Yeah, and that's why he fades after 30 league games. Then he goes and plays every minute for England. Yeah, we do need a right winger. Kudus could be the guy. We ain't buying a right winger. I already know this. I'm not stupid enough to think we are. But the goalkeeper, well, we don't know, do we? Yeah. We have no idea what the goalkeeper is going to do. Is he coming in to replace Ramsdale and Ramsdale be benched? Yeah, or is he coming in to challenge Ramsdale? Yeah, and you said Ramsdale could go up another level. Well, he might not. The pressure might knock him over. Yeah.
Well, then you have a better goalkeeper there. That's an interesting one. George here says, but why not Lee? We've improved the 2 areas that ultimately let us down in the title, running midfield and defence. Come on, mate. We are doing it.
Well, listen, I admire your positivity, mate, but I don't think it was just necessarily them areas that let us down. 0-0 against Newcastle. Eddie had one chance in that game. If that's Kane, it's 1-0 and we win the game. Yeah, that is the difference. Yeah, I see it in pre-season against you lot. Eddie Nketiah against Man United in pre-season, one chance, scuffs it wide. If that's Harry Kane, that's in the back of the net. Yeah, and that is the difference between finishing 2nd, 3rd or 4th or actually winning the title. Yeah, we can get our goals with Saka and Jesus and Trossard and all these other players. That's great. But ultimately, if you've got a player that can bag you 25, 30 goals, then you add these players into it as well. All of a sudden, you're doing 100 goals a season and you win a league. Doesn't matter if you concede a few because you've got Harry Kane up front. And not only that, when you go out as Arsenal Football Club onto the pitch, is anyone scared of Jesus? Like, I like him. I think he's a fantastic player. But is a centre-back genuinely worried about him? Thinking, oh, this guy's amazing. He's got great movement, but you can just nudge him off the ball. Just kick him. Yeah, if it's Harry Kane, all of a sudden, shit, it's Harry Kane. Yeah, there's that fear factor there. There ain't no fear factor with Jesus. I like him, and I think he's a good player, and I think we should keep him for this season, of course, yeah? But we need a Kane or a Tony or somebody that's going to put a bit of fear into a centre-back. Yeah, when you've got Odegaard crossing balls in, you've got Saka and Martinelli, and you've got Kane in the box, it's a different outcome, mate.
I get that. Studio Hooks here says, people forget Jesus was out for 2 to 3 months. He'll get an extra 10 GA minimum this year.
Well, hopefully, but it still won't win us the title. Yeah, and I think a lot of people have forgotten as well. We started last season with 9 wins out of our first 10 games. Yeah, we ain't doing that this season out of first 10 games. So straight away, we're on the back foot. Yeah, we can make the points up later in the season where we fell away last season. So you can potentially make them up, but ain't happening, mate. Man City are walking the title, trust me. They are walking the title. Yeah, and then I'll tell you why, because Erling Haaland will not be found out because he is world class. Yeah, and he will bag the same amount of goals there or thereabouts again this season. So straight away, they've guaranteed 30-odd league goals. Straight away. Now Kevin De Bruyne bagged 10. Yeah, then they've got Foden. Then they've got Grealish. Bernardo Silva. They're still going to win the title, mate.
What about what Carl says here? Carl says, Man City are losing Gundogan, Mahrez, Laporte and replacing them with Kovacic, Dooku and Guardiola. Do you think they've improved?
Well, I don't think they've improved, but they were so far gone that they're still better than everyone else. Yeah, Mahrez didn't really, well, I say he didn't really play. He scored 15 goals in, I think, 47 appearances, but it weren't 90 minute.
Yeah.
It was like coming off the bench for 20 minutes or playing 60 minutes. Yeah, 3 of his goals were in a cup semi, I think, out of the 15 he scored in all comps last year. Right, but that's a miss because he is quality. Yeah, Gundogan, clutch at the end of a season. Yeah, that is a miss, but they're still so good. And they've still got such a good manager. And this is what winds me up, Terry. When people say, oh, but we lost to the treble winners, the best team on the planet. Okay, well, didn't Arsene Wenger win a title against a treble winning Man United side? Yeah, weren't Fergie the best manager on the planet? Weren't Man United the best team on the planet? Arsene Wenger was going up against Fergie year in, year out, going toe-to-toe with him. Yeah, so guess what?
True.
He found a way. You have to find a way. Man City are amazing. They're brilliant. We know that. But find a way. Yeah, all this excuse of, oh, it's Man City, they're the best on the planet. Well, so were Man United when Wenger was going up against them. We found a way. Yeah, we beat him in a cup final in 05. Yeah, well, you battered us that day. I say we beat you. We got lucky and done you on pens. Yeah, right. But 90, when we won the league at your ground, you were one of the, if not the best team in the world. Yeah, and you were definitely in the top 3 at that point in the world.
I get you.
Yeah,
I get you. Luke here says Arsenal will win the. This was Arsenal will win the Shield, but City will win the Prem again. And glad to see we are getting rid of Dembele. He couldn't finish a world beating. Couldn't finish a word beginning with W and ending in A. I hear what he's. Listen, Dembele is again one of those. Dembele is one of those players again where I look at it and go, from an eye test point of view, I get he's brilliant. But from an outputs, consistency, and fitness level, he's just not there. And yeah, it's a worry. But yeah, how do you think you'll get on the... So go on.
No, you was going to say about the Shield. Well, the last 3 or 4, potentially even 5 times we've won the Shield, the team we've beaten in the final has won the league the next season.
So you want to lose, really?
Well, yeah, ideally. The Shield, listen, it's a glorified soccer aid. Yeah, and all the people that are claiming that the League Cup was beneath them are all going to be either at the game or watching the game, which is kind of ironic, isn't it? Yeah, just saying. But true, I do think
true. Yeah? This is where your own banter comes back to bite you on the arse. And sometimes, me and KJ were talking about this earlier on today. Sometimes when it comes to certain conversations, just keep quiet. Don't get involved. Don't say anything, if that makes. And there's a clip going around today from Pep talking about how long balls into Rashford and the other guy, talking about Martial, don't stick because they're not good at, like, he didn't say they're not good first touches. He said they're not good at holding up the ball like Olivier Giroud or a number 9 like that. There's some going, this is why Rashford's trash. I'm like, that's just not his game. It's not what he does. It's almost, but people are tweeting about it and going in on Rashford. I'm like, that's not the manager slagging Rashford off as a player. It's just saying Man United need to buy the right profiles to make their system work.
It's literally telling you what to buy. It's like telling you to buy
who is renowned for his hold-up playing ability because that's what he's good at. And it's like some people are so weird. It's like you just don't need to tweet. Just ignore. Just leave it.